Okay, it's 1 o'clock and time for the Wall Street Crossover Show, starring Darren Sinden, who is the market commentator at Admiral Markets, who sponsor this particular show. Good afternoon, Darren.
Afternoon, Zach.
Right, nothing happened.
No, we never expected it to, of course, and I think the main takeaway was, that they are considering external factors a bit more than people might previously given them credit for, because they've got a complicated mandate, the Fed, and we don't think they're going to do anything because they don't want to make a false move. They seem to be implying that the US data probably could warrant a rate rise. That's not entirely our view, to be honest, but as I say, they're placing this emphasis on external events, namely the global economy and China, and preferring to hold fire, and we'll see a presentation at what the chances are of October or December.
But whatever excuse not to raise rates, whether it's something external, internal, somewhere in the middle, Janet Yellen feeling a bit ill that day, whatever, but just we're not raising rates.
No, absolutely not. And there is a school of thought that suggests that the longer that they defer, the narrower the window of opportunity is, and that they might miss the boat completely. But that's probably a conversation for another day.
Okay, well, let's go straight into the slides. The data released over the European session.
Okay, well, to be fair, there was no real European data today, so we just look at a few key bullet points from the US and Asian sessions. Federal Reserve, we just discussed, no change due to global volatility, and the statement had what one would term a dovish tone. Then China, surprising actually perhaps this, but China house prices have rallied for a fourth straight month. Nothing fantastic, but they measure the prices of houses in 70 cities tick up with this number, and the rise for August of plus 0.1% on top of a similar rise for July and June. In fact, we've had small positive gains ever since May now. So some small crumb of comfort in China property, but obviously they've fallen from a very high level, those prices, so it's not surprising they should be bottoming out at some stage. And then staying in Asia, we had the release of the Bank of Japan minutes. My views as a skeptic of Japanese economic and monetary policy, and pretty bearish on the outcomes. The Monetary Policy Committee members in Japan are hoping for a global and emerging market recovery to come to their rescue, which...
good luck with that.
Well, those are my sentiments exactly. Somewhat deluding themselves, I believe, if they think that that's likely to happen. There was obviously more comment in that report, but that's the takeaway that I took out from that. As we said, no significant data in Europe. There was some balance of payments data, but that's neither here nor there really. So.